So here's one time you had pointy feet.
Yep. Welcome to Prison Q&A Part 2.
That's a good start.
Yeah. Okay, well, I told you this story before, but we'll tell it again.
Wait, let me put it into a question format. Did you ever in prison get pointy feet?
Okay, so I was at my second unit. You know, you first get there to prison from county jail. You go to a transfer unit, and it's an indeterminate amount of time that you'll stay there. I stayed in a transfer unit for a month. Some people stay there for years, and then they get shot off to a more permanent unit. So I stayed in the transfer unit for like a month, give or take, and then I was shot off to another unit where I stayed approximately a year and a half. And then after that, I got shot to a third unit where I did the majority of my time. But yeah, man, I was at the second unit. The first unit I was at, since it was a transfer, everything was methodical. And there was guards fucking everywhere. And everything was on time, everything strict, you know. There was no fucking around here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was the places of the prison where fuckery got to doing, but for the most part, it was clockwork, you know? Well, the second unit was a bit more lax, you know? They knew they were going to either do their entire time there or do a good portion of it, right? So I get to this unit, and again, more lax, less guards, a lot more antics. Had a hard time with some stuff, you know, getting used to stuff, understanding the rules and stuff like that. But pretty much everything went okay without hitch. Top
Feet
notch,
weren't
right?
pointy.
Yeah. Well, actually, they were.
Oh,
the
shit.
thing is,
the
one thing that I noticed immediately about this unit was that the clothes were always terrible. Mm-hmm. Now this is one thing I'll never understand. I mean, I get it, but I don't. In prison, stuff means status. So the more people have, it's kind of like that out here.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous in prison because you don't
it's
have
like a
shit.
saltine cracker, and suddenly you're like
Yeah,
Maharaja or some shit.
you could have all the shit in prison, and it doesn't mean shit because you're in prison.
Yep.
That's the way I saw it. So I didn't fucking strive to buy the newest boots and the new little fucking shirts and all that. I just would wear what the state would give me.
There's like hipsters in there and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could buy all kinds of shit, you know, whatever. I wasn't about that shit. I was like, dude, I'm in prison. I'm not gonna waste money I don't have on shit that I don't need, that I'm ultimately gonna throw away, and that means nothing. And I'm not gonna impress some jackbeat in front of me that I don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? So, but people were like,
you were saying this in your cell.
yeah,
like,
and then I got beat up. Yeah. But people were about this, man. They would go out of their way to buy the newest boot. If a fucking new item came into the commissary, oh man, fucking people rushing out to get it. A useless piece of shit that breaks in a second, and they're like, I got this, man. Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, it sucked. The one that confused me the most was, though, people were like out to get them tight whites, as they call them, and that is the prison clothes in state prison in Texas is white. You know, they dress you in white, or in my case, grays, off yellows, and shit like that. You know, browns, because the whites are so used, they're just disgusting. You know, they're gross. I don't understand why white, the thing to get dirty the fastest, but people were always out to get the tight whites. So they would pay good prison money, which is like peanuts out here. But anyway, in there it's a lot, you know. Good prison money to get the laundry people to sneak them back some brand new prison whites. And they would treat this shit like if they had a Lamborghini fucking walking down fucking...
You got some new J's on your feet or some shit. And instead you got a freaking white-ass shirt that's going to be brown in 2 seconds.
And look, I don't want to sound racist. This is not a racist thing. But it was mostly a black guy thing. Mm-hmm. The black guys were all about getting their tight whites, you know?
Interesting.
And they would do this fucking thing. Oh my God, it made me cringe so fucking hard. They would get these, you get these ID cards, right? And they have like those little clip chains.
Yeah.
They would get like 4 or 5 of these clip chains. And they would clip one to their tight white fucking pocket. Because you only have 2 pockets. One here and one in the back of your pants. They would clip one here and make a long-ass fucking chain, like a fucking zoot suit chain, you know, and clip it to the back of their pocket.
Why?
And they would walk around like it was cool shit. And I'm like, That's not cool, dude. It looks like fucking ass.
Did they also put an eraser on their... I was just trying to tie it back to stupid school shit. It sounds like something...
Yeah, it really is some fucking preschool shit. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck if you have a literal fucking chain with an anchor on it. It looks like shit. Anyway, it always fascinated me how much people invested, literally, into some stupid shit. And then that they would pay for clothes that they didn't own. You know, at least the commissary clothes you could own. You could take home if you wanted to. Why would you? But you could. But they would pay for tight whites from the state. And they thought they were the hot shit. So, despite the fact that I got some shitty clothes on me, I would never pay for tight whites. That being said, this particular prison had some of the worst state clothes I have ever fucking seen.
So we're dealing with refurbished clothes, right?
Yeah, because look, in prison, nothing goes to waste, okay? They'll use something until it's unusable. So what this prison would do was any whites that came in that needed to be sewn up or restitched, they would do that. They'd have their own little crew that would restitch shit. The problem is this crew was full of fucking assholes, so they would do some jackass shit. So one day, right, I go, every morning... You go and pick up, well, it depends on the unit, but most units it's every morning. Some units just 3 times a week. Point is, you go pick up your clothes roll, you know, and it's basically you trade in your clothes. You get 2 sets. You trade in your clothes, and they give you a roll in return. What you turn in is what you get. And you hope you get some good shit, because if you don't, you're stuck with this garbage. You could go to the window that you could turn it back in, but it's run by a jackass guard that you go, this happened. I'm not even kidding. I turned in my clothes roll. You know, get your boxers, your clothes, you know, your shirt, your bottom, whatever, your pants. And I check them. You got to check them because they usually suck ass. And I go, well, these don't suck as bad as the ones I had, so I guess I'll keep them. But my fucking boxers, dude, had a butt streak on them.
Oh, man.
Like a straight up fucking caca streak.
Feces for those that don't speak Spanish.
That shit was just shit, dude. No amount of washing was gonna get that, but you could tell they didn't even try to wash the shit.
That baby was stuck in them loons.
Yeah, so I went up to the window, the trade-in window, and I said, "Hey, can I get some other boxers?" And immediately the fucking guard, why? Does it matter? It's a trade-in window, right? And I'm not trying to be a jackass because I'm literally trying to get rid of this caca stained shit. So I go, because it's stained, and he's like, so? And I'm like, what do you mean so? And he's like, all the clothes are stained. And I'm like, dude. Look at this shit. It literally has a turd hanging from it. So he very reluctantly rips it out of my hand, throws it to the side, and tells him, give him some boxers. So they give me some boxers that, you know, are like a second skin. But I'll take that over a turd next to my turd maker.
You don't want a turd to go in. You want it to come out.
Yeah. This was always a problem. There was always something wrong with the clothes. So one day, I'm fucking tired, dude. I don't even know why, because you don't really do shit in prison. I'm tired. I go in the morning and I trade in my roll and I don't check it. I'm like, fuck it. I got good clothes. I don't give a fuck. I go back, take a little snoozer. And, this kind of leads into another story. So remind me of that some other time. But me being tired led to me getting in trouble at school. But anyway, the point is, by the way, school and prison sucks. But anyway, I like school. This school sucked. But anyway, so I get my roll. Go back, take a little snoozer until school time, and time to get up for school, right? So put on the old shirt, pretty good. Sucks, but it's it'll do. I'm not naked.
Yep.
Put that little sucker on.
There's no turds on it. So.
There's no turds. Go to put on my pantaloons, and you do the old 1 foot, 2 foot, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll put in the 1 foot, and it seems a little bit longer than usual, right? So I'm like, that's interesting. So sometimes you get a long pant leg, so you just kind of pull it up.
It happens, right?
And I'm pulling.
There's no end.
It just keeps on going. And I'm like, man, that's a long-ass pant leg. And I just do a hard pull, and all of a sudden my foot just comes to like a direct stop. And I look at my foot, and it looks like something out of a Tim Burton fucking animated tune.
It's downright Seussian.
Yeah, man, it's like literally, they literally sewed it into a point.
It's like Dr. Seuss.
And the other leg, by the way, has no point.
Yeah.
And is the right size.
All right.
So I'm like...
So you got one Dr. Seuss leg and one regular leg.
So that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And then one time I get a fucking shirt back, And I'm not even kidding, dude. And I had to wear this thing.
That was the pointy foot story, by the way.
Yeah. I had to wear this fucking thing for 2 days. Pocket that covered... I look like a fucking retard. You know, they had...
Did you like cumbia kicks?
Yeah. This shit, man. Look, dude. The pockets are, pocket size right here usually on the left breast. This motherfucker, whoever fixed this, fucking just sewed a massive fucking pocket onto the entire front of the shirt.
I mean, that's kind of cool, though, isn't it? You got like a kangaroo type situation.
It's not fucking cool, man. Oh, and then I had a friend named Stormy who, one time we're walking down the alley, there's this, it's basically a walk, like a big concrete slab that you walk in the fucking line to go to chow or to whatever, right? And there's guards everywhere making sure you stay in line and don't commiserate with other prisoners from other dorms. Anyway, me and Stormy are going to chow, and he's in front of me, and the state issued Jackie Chan's, they call them because they look like Jackie Chan shoes, suck. Okay, they're terrible, and his were falling apart, and they wouldn't trade them in because you have only a certain amount of time to trade them in, and it takes forever for them to approve you and all that garbage. So he had these things that were just falling apart. It was literally canvas, sole, and he would put them together, and then he would put a sock over them to hold them together, And so he's walking, basically, it looks like he's walking with socks on. So the guard's like, hey, inmate, get over here. And, they stop the line, and she pulls him out, and he goes, what the hell's wrong with your feet? And he goes, it's my shoes. And she's like, I don't see shoes. And he's like, they're under there. And he's very inadequately trying to explain what the hell's going on. So I foolishly throw in my 5 cents and go, it's because the shoes are falling, trying to clear it up. So I get pulled out of the fucking line. We get stripped down in the bowling alley, by the way, which fucking sucks because you're in front of 1,000 people. But by that point in prison, you're just kind of used to it. But it still sucks. So they're like stripped down. I don't know why, but okay. And in the process of stripping down, he pulls off the fucking socks, and sure enough, his fucking shoes blow up, basically. They fucking fall every which way but loose. And it's like, dude, clearly his shoes fucking lick. So the fucking guard has to admit failure, and she's like, all right, well, put your shoe sock back on, and you fat guy, put your clothes back on that I made you take off for no reason.
That's what they call you, by the way.
Fat guy.
That's one of the times where Seuss foot would have actually been good.
Yeah, he could have really used the Seuss foot at that point, man. But I cut up.
I want that to be like an official prison term, Seuss foot.
Seuss foot. You got them Seuss foots, man. Shit, yeah, man. Fucking Seuss foot, man.
Why is it an official thing? Why is it an official thing?
It fucking sucked, dude. I also got a lot of clothes with blood all over them sometimes. That sucked. But really, that was the only unit where I had that problem. That was terrible clothes. Other units were just like, this clothes sucks my ass.
Yeah.
These were like, this is literally an ass I'm wearing on me.
You're like Ash in that episode.
Yeah, no shit, man. Fucking licked. Oh man. Anyway, anything else?
We'll leave it at that.
All right.
We got a nap out of Seuss foot, so that's good.
Been talking about prison clothes. This has been Ahab and the Goon Tick. Like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications wherever the fuck they are, and we're out.